Hi folks, welcome to the channel on another beautiful sunny day in Spain. I probably have to stop saying that because I say it at the start of every video because it's always sunny. Now, before we get into anything, what do you think? So, because I'm going to do my Asian tour, I'm going to be doing a lot of videoing in public, and I've got better and better and better at talking into the camera in front of people, but there's situations where it's just very awkward. So I have this logic that if I have t-shirts with my wee logo and my YouTube on it, people won't think I'm completely mad. So I've got a few of these in different colours and whatever for that trip, so I just thought I'd let you see. And let me know if you think it's a good idea in the comments below. Right, in this video I'm going to attempt to answer the number one question I get asked in the channel. How much does it cost to live here in Spain per month? And honestly, there's no simple answer. Everyone's different. Your lifestyle, your priorities, size of your family, and your spending habits will determine what it costs you to live here. So instead of just throwing numbers at you and saying this is the cost of living in Spain, sorry but the Spanish flag, it wants to get involved, I'm going to do something which I think will be far more useful to you. I'm going to break down my actual monthly expenses. Put that away, will I? That's better. So, yes, what I personally spend to live here. And I've spent a lot of time recently tracking my costs and researching prices of stuff that I maybe don't have to spend on, which you might, to help you understand the true cost of everyday life here in Spain. So although this is based on me, you can adapt the figures to suit yourself, to suit your circumstances, to give yourself a real accurate picture of what life on a low to medium budget actually looks like here in Spain. And a few important things to keep in mind. I own my own home, so I don't have rent or mortgage, but I still have all the other costs that come along with owning a property. Things like maintenance, taxes, utilities. Also, I have a second rental property, just recent, it's a very recent thing. But I've decided not to include any expenses at all related to that second property in this video, or in this breakdown, because it wouldn't be realistic or relevant to most of you watching. And finally, this is based on my lifestyle, my life choices. But I think by sharing real numbers, costs, figures, you'll get a solid sort of real world example that you can adjust to suit your own needs, as I've said. Now, what I'm not going to talk about in this video are things like moving costs, car re-registration costs, gaining residency costs, and that sort of thing. Again, because they're not really relevant to your normal month-to-month living expenses. And as my regulars will know, I've done videos on all those topics recently, so you can jump back. I'll leave a few links in the description, but you can jump back and have a look at those if that's what you're interested in after you've watched this video. So whether you're thinking about moving to Spain, or you're just curious about what it really costs, or you'd just like to know what I spend as a single man, I'm making this video to help you out as much as possible to understand what to expect. So I'm going to start with everything associated to me owning my own home, all the costs. But just before I get into it, I understand that a lot of people watching this video will not be coming here to buy a property. They'll be coming here to rent, of which, again, I previously made a monthly expenditure video on that one, and I'll leave a link there too. And it's actually very, very useful for anyone who's planning on renting, along with the information I'm going to provide in this video. The costs I'm going to give you are based on the fact that I live in the Alicante region. Everywhere's different in Spain. From what I can see, depending on where you are on the coast, the prices vary greatly. And in cities like Barcelona and Madrid, which is inland, there are much more expensive places to live. All right, so let's get into the numbers. And remember, as always, I'm no expert. This is what living in Spain costs me. And as accurate as possible, estimates for things like annual property tax, things like that, which I haven't had to pay yet. So yes, first of all, monthly expenses relating to owning my own property, this property. And most of these costs are 100% accurate, averaged over my past 3 months' bills and some estimates based on research that I will incur due to owning my €85,000 property or apartment. So, property. Fixed costs, first of all. Property tax, the IBI, €35 per month estimate. My apartment communal fees, €65 per month. My home insurance, €19 per month. That's building and contents. Waste disposal, €14 per month, and apparently that's about to take a big hike. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you, but at the minute it's €14 per month. Utilities, electric, averaged over the last 3 months, €71 per month. Water, €44 per month, and internet, €20 per month, €19.99. Home maintenance, general repairs and upkeep, €30 estimate per month. And don't forget, in all these figures, something disastrous could happen. You have to sort of work that in, have a wee fund separate. You know, something bad could happen, something that's going to cost you a lot of money, something you're not expecting, maybe associated with the apartment, associated with your car or whatever. So it's nice to have a wee nest egg somewhere to cover that. Next, groceries and eating out. So my normal grocery supplies are, on average, €120 per month. That's based on, I shop in Aldi and Mercadona. Also, not everyone will do this, but I do. Treats. British supermarket. Have to have your treats. Potato, cheese and onion. Things like that. €90 per month. And I've put in incidentals of, that's going to get milk and stuff like that, of €40 per month, which is a sort of estimate. And then we'll have eating out. I eat out approximately 3 times per week, on average. 2 of those are generally either KFC, McDonald's, or the Chippy, which, by the way, the best Chippy in Spain is Spud Murphy's. You can look it up. And that costs me, in total, €84 per month. And then I eat out at a restaurant, on average, once a week, which costs me around €60, right? So next, moving on to transport. My diesel, on average, over the last 3 months, has been €120 per month. My third-party fire and theft car insurance costs €28 per month. And I'm adding in an estimated €40 per month for car maintenance. And then comes healthcare, and healthcare is a tricky one because everyone has different views on it. So my situation is, I'm applying for residency, and to apply for residency you have to have a prepaid annual private health insurance, and I've done that. And if I average that over the year per month, it's costing me €93. But when that year's up, I'll make videos on this, but I'm gonna have to investigate, because as far as I can see, you can opt out of private healthcare after you've got your residency, and you can pay to get into the Spanish healthcare system, which is a lot less per month than private healthcare, but I don't know much about that yet. So 93 per month for my private healthcare insurance, and then I have a double prescription at the pharmacy every 2 weeks, which costs me €2 per month. Then leisure. And again, I'm not going crazy, you know, I'm not out boozing and doing all sorts of stuff. I have a nice casual chilled out life and take nice drives to places where I'm not spending much money. So this is going to cover things like coffee, cold drinks, activities, pool, because I play pool, and that cost me altogether around €50. And then finally, and I think I've covered everything, I pay €20 per month for my phone contract, which is brilliant. It's with Lobster, who are an English-based company that sell SIMs in Spain. So anytime you have any problems or anything, everything's in English, and I have had no problems whatsoever. Even before I got my internet into my apartment, I was using it for all my TV watching and whatever through my phone, and fantastic, so no problem whatsoever. And then everything we've added up there, I've also added in just an extra €50 just to cover anything I haven't thought of. All right, so that all totals, if I'm right, €1,095 per month. Isn't that impressive? No, had it all written down. And you'll notice that I haven't included something that a lot of you will have to include, and that's alcohol. Because it's been a good while since I've had any. Part of my new life, it was cut away down in drink, and I almost don't drink now, which is a massive saving for me. That makes it sound like I drank too much. No, you don't have to cut down very much to save a lot of money in alcohol prices. Although, be advised that if you are doing a budget or anything, look up the prices of Spanish alcohol, because it's much cheaper than the likes of the UK and Ireland. So that figure of €1,095 is actually, it's low, but it's quite a lot higher than in my previous monthly expenditure video when I was living in Guatemala, considering that it was around the same, I think, but I was paying rent, but I didn't have property taxes and property maintenance and anything associated with that, and I've added health insurance. I've also increased my fuel expenditure because I'm now going further afield to make videos, and also a few other changes to my circumstances, but still very low. It's amazing. I live well. I'm not out shopping. I'm not out buying things all the time. You were a big shopper. you'll have a lot to add to your budget. That's not me. Used to be me, not me anymore. I do now totally live on a moderate budget, but I don't deprive myself of anything that would impact my life negatively. In fact, now living on a budget weirdly has impacted my life so positively, it's unbelievable. I have a far better life now, living on a lot less money, as all my previous videos explain. And also, if this is something you're thinking of doing, check local forums, expat websites to get insights of people like me who are actually living in Spain. If you're planning to move here, what a great decision that is, and I wish you all the best. But I would really advise you to research your monthly costs realistically to ensure that you'll be able to comfortably cover your needs. You have to be realistic whenever you're planning if you're making a big change, the likes of moving to Spain. You can't do it willy-nilly. You have to know you're going to be able to afford it, and you have to know that your personality, your nature is going to be able to stick to the budget that you write. All right, so that's it. That's my monthly cost of living, and it's been great because I this time wasn't sure how much living here was costing me. As I said, I do have other things. I have my rental property, which incurs its own fees, but eventually, once I let it out, it's going to be bringing in money as well. But that's just, again, you're going to adapt to suit yourself. Another question that I get asked quite a lot through YouTube channel and Facebook Messenger and all that sort of stuff is, could you live in Spain on your retirement money? And I always answer, depending on your personality, absolutely you could. If you get a state pension, sorry, I should have said that, your state pension, you can live here much cheaper, including rent. You can live here much cheaper than in the likes of the UK, Sweden, Ireland, most other places in Western Europe. So don't be afraid of it, but do the groundwork. Now, we add on to this video. Now, I've left this bit to the very end of the video because I only want you guys, the guys who watch my videos to the end, to understand this. So if you remember back, I did, just a few weeks, I did the survey, and the survey was to find out what type of videos you like. Number one was visiting places like towns and doing walks and hikes and that sort of thing. The second one was videos like this, my views and experience on retiring young, budgeting, living in Spain, how much day-to-day life costs. And thirdly, how to do stuff in Spain, i.e. car registration and buying properties. Now, initially number one took off right away, so that would have been, that's the most of votes come in, and that would have been when you lot were all watching, and people who don't normally watch the channel, who are just looking for specific things. And by a long shot, number one took off, which quite surprised me, because videos like my last two videos, Altea, etc., don't generally do as well with regard to views. Just don't. So my regulars obviously like those the most, but over a period of time of the voting, within a couple of weeks, and now, number two had caught up, and that was about videos like this, which means that people new to my channel are searching for my channel more for these sort of videos than reviews of places, etc. Now, I love doing the reviews. Those two last videos I did, I think, were my best two videos, and I really enjoyed doing that sort of video. But what I have realised is, because I want the channel to keep growing, this sort of video has a big audience, and I'm going to keep doing videos like this more often probably than I did, although I am never going to stop making review type videos. And my next big adventure, going to Asia and going to several different places and videoing, that's what that's all about. I want to see how those sort of videos do, which are completely different again, because I just enjoy doing those sort of reviews, but I enjoy doing these as well. But I think reviews of places and walks and stuff like that, and this type of video are going to be my main focus, along with, I'm really interested to see what happens when I do go to and do this tour in Asia. All right, so just thought I'd let you know that. It's very hard. YouTube's very hard to figure out, you know. They give you, you've got a dashboard and you can go in and look at every metric, everything, who's watching your videos, age groups, where they come from, at what part of each video do people stop watching, when does it reduce down, what part of the video people go back and look at again. It's just everything you can imagine, and you have to work out, if you want your channel to grow, what people want. And quite often, your regulars, like you guys, are there every single time, but you need more than that. You need new people to keep coming, and other types of videos may bring them in. So it has to be a mixture. They're actually asked those three questions, and it's turned out they were the best three questions I could have asked. So I'm pleased with that, and great result. I think they're even now. I think the top two are completely even. which is a shock because it really did. I think it was 75% were number one and 18% are number two after the first couple of days. So isn't that interesting? All right. So guys, I'll leave it off there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Share the video if you think you know anyone that this would be useful to. And you know I love to hear your comments. But until next time, bye for now.